very warm welcome to the Trading Bell Show. This time around, we're talking matters tech and innovation. And something has just happened here at the bows with the launch of Hisa, an application that will be changing the landscape when it comes to matters investing here at the NSE. Today, I'll be speaking to the CEO and founder, Kenya Wall Street, that are behind this launch of this app, Hisa, that is Eric Asuma. Eric Asuma, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mina.
Yeah.
Pleasure to be here.
It's good to have you here. Maybe you should have told me to as well. Dress up in a t-shirt like you, but that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what drove you to build Hisa and just a little bit about what Hisa is all about.
Okay, interesting. Maybe looking back, the reason we built Hisa is mainly because we were trying to solve our own challenges. So I was lucky to have worked here at the exchange a few years back, and I tried buying shares at the time,
Yeah.
and the process was a bit difficult at the time.
Yeah.
So and my friends were facing the same challenges. So so that's what really drove us. We're trying to
When
solve.
was that you were here, by the way?
That was in 2014.
2014.
Briefly for 3 months.
So you have been bathing a solution since then.
Yes, yeah,
Great.
yeah. Yeah, so the whole foundation, having worked here,
Yeah.
and so first-hand challenges around how difficult that was. We said, why don't we build this on our own, because my friends also needed the same solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And so what is in it right now with this particular app that you've brought in that will at least solve that solution that of the challenge that you faced?
Yeah, the main challenge is we're trying to democratize markets. Make it easier for anyone to save and build wealth through the stock market.
Okay.
When you look at our stock market, for example, not just the Kenyan stock market, but most of the frontier and emerging economies, retail access is still not at the level it should be.
Yeah.
So through what the technology that we're building, which we are basically describing as building the tech infrastructure for borderless investments across Africa.
Okay.
So the whole goal is to enable anyone across Africa to easily access and save and build wealth through the stock market.
Wow. That's going to be a game changer then, right?
Hopefully.
Just at the comfort of your phone.
Easily.
Let's get into deep conversations on this. Speaking about, your regulations approval, that is the Capital Markets Authority, and the NSE as well has backed you up since you just launched it here, as we can see, to offer fractional investing. But before you tell us about all that framework, someone may be asking, what is fractional investing? In the simplest language, what can you explain to the people who are watching?
Okay.
Yeah.
Think of it like a pizza. So instead of buying a full pizza,
Yeah.
what if you bought fractions of the pizza?
Wow.
As simple as that.
You'll still
a
taste it,
fraction
is it?
of a whole share.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, there you have it. Okay, now on that conversation, how significant is this approval for you and the retail investors in Kenya and Africa at large?
This is very significant, first because it's the first in the continent. We are the first ones in the continent to have regulatory approval for fractional investing. And the whole goal is we want to make it easily accessible for anyone with as little as, say, $1 to be able to invest in the stock market. So, for example, shares, shares that could be trading at a very high value.
Yeah.
What if we broke them down and made it easier for anyone? So, look at it from a mama mboga, a person who is a border person who want to save and own shares of companies that they use and brands that they use on a daily basis.
Yeah.
That's how we see how significant it is. We've already begun implementing that with US stocks. So through our app at the moment, people can actually buy fractions of companies like Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft, Apple, and the rest. So we are now going to the route of how do we build the tech for Kenyan stocks. So companies like, say, BAT, Standard Chartered.
Yeah.
What if we brought them and made it easier for them to be easily accessible and broke them into pieces or fractions of the total?
Okay, let's go basic a little, because I represent the people who may be wondering, okay, I know there is a process of just buying shares in the country, and Hisa is coming to tell me I can buy fractional shares, and you've explained it very well about the pizza idea and all that. So for the sake of understanding, let's take a stock, for example, that is costing about, let's say, 400 shillings. Are you telling me I don't have to buy a full share at that cost and I can buy just a fraction of it at that cost through you?
Easily.
Easily.
That, it's been done in other parts of the world.
So what you're saying, it's about the money I have. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
Whatever quantity I have an opportunity.
Yeah. So the way we will structure that ideally is, say, the minimum investment is, say, $1 or 100 shillings.
Okay.
So
which is fairly affordable.
Yeah, if say our company is trading at 400, we can break it down into small pieces of, say, 4 shillings.
Oh.
Or even 4 cents. And then make sure the minimum investment is like
100 shillings.
Yeah, then, I mean, it's already been done in other parts of the world.
Okay. Yeah. I've actually put my paper down so that we can understand this, because this is quite a game changer. I have my 200 bob, and Hisa has enabled me at least purchase through the fractional investment that is being enabled by your app. So when I buy this particular shares, what's my stake? Will I be an equal chance holder just like any other normal shareholder? Or will I be valued lesser because I bought in fractions?
The good thing about fractional investing is that you get the same value as someone who would say 50% of the shares. So as simple as, if first we start with on the execution side, your fractional element will be executed at the same price as the market price.
Wow.
That's one.
Yeah.
Say for example dividends. If say a full share was earning 10 shillings per dividend, and you have say a tenth of that, you will receive, I mean, at that particular rate.
Okay.
If it's AGMs or voting of approvals of AGMs, voting and all that, you still get to participate. We've users who've been participating in US markets through the fractional element. I personally have been participating in that in all the companies that I've invested through our app. So I mean, you get the same value that a majority shareholder would get. Okay. So in a way, the fractional element allows, the technology allows all this to be consolidated into one.
So it's more of
an easy way.
It's a greater part of inclusion.
Yeah.
Someone will ask you, how different is this then from derivatives, for example, that have probably in a way tried to, lower the entry when it comes to the amounts that you're spending in? Have you thought about that?
Interesting. So, I mean, I tend to think of it derivatives from a CFD standpoint. So when you look at the local market, we have, say, Forex brokers offering derivative products. But I mean, derivatives don't offer you the same value. I mean, you will get, say, compared to direct investing. Okay. So if you look at, say, for example, the contract for differences, I mean, I tend to think of it in a way, you have to, say, load your margin, and if you don't meet certain quality, you can easily lose your money. Okay. I mean, targeted towards very sophisticated sort of investors, but this one, I mean, we take it to the most basic level of retail investors. Yeah.
So the government has laid an agenda to enable hustlers to save and build wealth, and I'm sure you're just right into that conversation as well, of course, through the stock market. And we saw the president really coming and visiting us here to farm how this is one of the alternatives, especially for wealth creation. So how do you see Hisa now, the app, playing a role in supporting this agenda?
Interesting. I mean, when we had the president speak about his agenda to enable hustlers to invest in the stock market.
I mean, about a guy waiting for customer trading, man.
I mean, that was like music to our ears. We've been building this for a couple of years. Wow. So I mean, we really got, interested and said, okay, at least now we have someone who's watching the markets and to support. So I mean, we are very excited about this, number one, and I mean, we are very excited to partner with the government, stakeholders, to see how do we roll this across the country. So I mean, when we saw that our initial thoughts were, how do we get to partner with the government, with market scholars like the NSE?
Let's speak about the growth and development of the fintech sector in Kenya, because you're now a big player in it. And, looking at this particular app, first in itself, it's going to revolutionize this. So what growth did you see in this sector?
Interesting. I mean, since we went, say, the public beta, we've had tremendous growth. I mean, over 10,000 active users. We've traded over $1 million in transaction volume within a very short time. And I mean, speaking of the fintech sector, I mean, we've seen a lot of innovation on the payment side, but very few, I mean, sort of innovations coming from the investment, wealth management space. And now that's where we come in. I mean, how we look at it is how do we partner with other players? We're thinking of how do we build the tech infrastructure for investing? How do we power the banks? How do we power the fintechs to be able to offer investing through their platforms? So our goal is actually quite diverse. And now that's why we build the tech infrastructure, power the financial institutions to be able to offer investing services to their customers. And hopefully in the long run, extend this across other countries in Africa.
Wow. Yeah. I have my phone here. Am I able to download this app?
Easily. Go to Play Store.
So I go to my Play Store.
Search Hisa, Hisa. Install.
And I'm in.
Yes, and within less than 5 minutes, verify your details.
So the only hindrance is the speed of my internet.
Yes.
It's downloading, don't worry.
Okay.
So there you have it. So whichever the way, you can download wherever you are, and it's open to any participants in these borders.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what's the future then? What are we looking at? And you know, I would also ask, is there plans to list as well, since you're already now a good friend to us?
Interesting. I mean, of course, I mean, it's every entrepreneur's dream to list on the stock exchange.
Yeah.
And in the long run, I mean, it's something that we will be keen to do. I mean, we are still in the early stages of the company. During the early stages, the company was initially funded by friends and family. Then we initially did, I mean, this year we've only just done our first external fundraising. We are just closing our 1 million pre-seed round. With hopefully, I mean, by the time we get to series or secondary stages, I mean, the stock market is an ideal way to create, I mean, to enable our users to own part of the company.
Wow. Yeah. I'll end this conversation by asking you to speak to critics who some of them feel this is probably a tedious process getting to this alternative market, and yet you're here advancing solutions and making it easier for them. What's your message to them?
Interesting. I mean, there's an interesting quote that I usually look back to, which says, I mean, the person who matters is the one who is on the, who is in the trenches, building and fighting.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's the only other way. You cannot critique if you're not, on the trenches and fighting and building. So the only goal is, please come and build with us.
Don't speak from the outside.
Yeah.
Invest.
Yeah, invest.
Get in there. Give solutions to what you see as problems.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guys, Eric Asuma telling it as it is that, you know, we need to be solution givers, and he's spearheading this himself by bringing a solution by the launch of the Hisa app. You can download it right now, so do it. Check your phone, download it, and get in there and start trading. And not only just locally, but also in the US stock market, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for your time, Eric. It's been an honor, and really we wish you well. I can't wait for the day we'll be ringing the bell with you here as you're listed, right?
Definitely.
Welcome back to the Trading Bell. Now, this time around, we want to feature the Charity Trading Day. Now, you may be asking what that is. This is an annual event that the NSE holds, including all the market players, and the day's proceeds are taken into a worthy, needy cause. And I'll be taking you around to see how the day was and get some sentiments from some of the players that were invited, including known personalities. Take a look.
Today we are very happy to be here. We are hosting the 6th edition of the NSE Charity Trading Day. This is a great day for NSE. We do this every year as an event that we do so that we can give back to the society.
Utakunywa nini? Wallet nimeleta. Anyako, hiyo teke imeweza. Ukisuka chini, unatetemesa. Atetetni, yengni. Atetetni, unatetemesa. Atetetni, yengni. Atetetni, unatetemesa. Itakuwa ngori, sikiza story, wacha kucheka hii ni ngori, nilimuacha bila story, na ukicheza utapatana naye, patana naye, patana naye, demu wa mashisha, utapatana naye, patana naye, patana naye, demu wa mashisha. patana na demu wa mashisha.
In my small biashara ziende, I've heard about shares, I've heard about bonds, but it was quite interesting to interact with those things on the actual platform. Learn how to trade, learn how to buy a share, learn how to sell a share. That was quite interesting. And the fact that the reason why we were doing it today, we were doing it for a good trading for good. Whatever proceeds from today's trading day, going into creating more awareness about climate change in our country.
My name is Wix Manguda and I'm a visual storyteller. It was really amazing. I felt like it was a crash course in 30 minutes. I wish it was longer, like we came here in the morning. There's so much to learn about trading. I think because this is directed towards a really good cause, of which all charities, they're directed towards a good cause, but especially climate change in this time, it's a major issue, so I think it's a really, really good initiative. So yeah, I'm so glad I was here.
This was actually a really interesting activity to be involved in. I love that it was for charity, and the fact that you are involved in the creative space in educating them about how the NSE works and how that can be used in the space of charity as well was absolutely amazing. I think we all have to live on this planet, so we all have a social responsibility to care about what our issues are and how we can help make life better for everybody, right? So companies definitely need to be at the forefront of leading the conversation about climate change, and it's fantastic to see that all these companies have come out today to do just that.
Today has been amazing for me because I've learned a lot of things that I didn't know about stock exchange, and also this is for the youth that wanakuja hapa chini. I think ni kitu poa sana ya kuinvest juu kuna a lot of money tunapata alafu hatujui pale pa kuwekelea. So if you have money pale nje and you don't know where to put your money, I think this is the best place to that to invest. It's very, very important, manake climate change imekuwa ni kitu imeongelea sana for a while, and it's high time for us as youth and young people to take that chance ya kusema si lazima organization ifanye hivyo. Hata tuwe mwenyewe, yani ukiwa pale nyumbani panda kitu tu, yani inaweza mea, unaona. Juu climate change haita affect organization peke yake, it affect kila mse, unaona. Kama uko Turkana si organization peke yake, ina affect paka ng'ombe, wanyama. So the small thing you do as a human being, lazima step ianze na wewe. So uweze taka kuanza kuchange the world na wewe mwenyewe uje change. So change inaanza na sisi wenyewe before ifika kwa organization.
I've just won the quiz for sustainability on SDGs, and this is a very well organized event. I like the cause of what NSE is doing in terms of giving back to the community, and especially now because of what we are looking at in terms of environment and sustainability. They are also focused on this and contributing to the sustainability, being sustainability advocates as such. I think so. As part of NSE, they've also included sustainability and ESG reporting in their guidelines. So this is a good step to take, and we have seen a lot of companies accepting this and going towards that. And we also saw the world right now, just a few days in Egypt, they convened for COP27. So I think so it's very necessary for us to educate ourselves, for us to understand this and see how we can contribute as firms, as corporations, as individuals, and how we can bring and ensure that our future generations have that sustainability going forward.
Yeah. So my name is Skoko Abednego, son of a butcher, from Hat the Band, H_A to the band. And it's been a good day. It's been fun. It's been amazing. We've had a good time. We've gotten to learn a lot more about trading. Yeah, because watu wengi wajui, unaona. So it's been an honor and a pleasure. I think with regards to SDG 13, it's important sana for everybody to take part in climate change, because it's even if it won't affect us right now, it's gonna affect our kids, their kids after. And it's important for us to take care of our environment. It's taking care of us, so it's important pia sisi we take care of them. Now the corporates for doing that, tunawashukuru. Keep doing it and do more, be more.
My name is Dr. Edward Mungai. I'm the lead consultant at Impact Africa Consulting. And truly, this is what many organizations need to do. It has been a fantastic event where you connect the charity work, what we call corporate philanthropy, with a cause that, will affect the future generations. And I totally, enjoyed it, having Kenya Water Towers Agency as part of this, and having, the Nairobi Securities Exchange participating in this, and with the aim of creating awareness around climate change, which is the biggest threat that is facing the humankind in the 21st century. We need to see more of this. We need more organization to plug into such activities, and even, embracing climate change as an opportunity within themselves.
We started these initiatives 7 years ago with a view to seeing how best as an exchange we can integrate with the community and be part of supporting the communities in which, who are our investing community, who are members of the public, who are our issuers, and all come together and see how, as a matter of, from a perspective of charity, in whatever area of, whatever sphere of operation you're in, realize that climate-related risks and climate change is real, and we need to all step in, whether personally, from an institutional perspective, nationally, globally, to make a change, bring a difference, and reverse the effects of climate change.
My name is Rosemary Wahome, and I'm the founder and CEO of Beyond Profit Kenya Limited, and we've been privileged to take part in this year's NSE Charity Trading Day as one of the sponsors. And one of the reasons we're taking part in this is to support such a great initiative in having companies support action towards fighting climate change and addressing the other environmental issues that we are facing. I think it is high time that organizations are taking part in this, and that even more companies need to come in and lend support, and not just in terms of financial support, but also in the products that they are producing, in the kind of suppliers that they are working with, and even in how they run their organizations, being able to speak and talk the walk and take part in addressing climate change. The time for climate action is now. We don't have any other time. It's urgent, it is needed. There's no other time. This is it.
The fact that companies are putting more effort or putting sustainability at the front and center of what they do is very important. Climate change is here with us. It's real. We are seeing the drought. We are seeing the floods. We are seeing the real impact of climate change to us. So it's great that NSE every year gets to rally people, get sponsors to support them, and push for such a good cause. I think it's great that celebrities, volunteer to come and preach the gospel of, the capital markets. And now that it's climate action based, it's also great that we get to talk about these real life problems. And I think the future is bright. I think the event can be bigger and better. Think of partnering with the government to scale this event up. And yeah, the future is bright.
I want to thank NSC and Geoffrey for your foresight and insight into realizing it's important to discuss the environment and its conservation. For us to achieve and sustain the 30% tree cover, we must bring everyone on board, including our children, teaching our children at elementary level the importance of trees will have a huge impact as they grow up. I have noted that the theme of this year's Charity Trading Day is climate action, the aim being to raise awareness on the risk of climate change and the need to actively embrace a just transition. The contribution raised here will be channeled towards the incorporation of an environmental awareness program at the elementary school level.
The NSE Charity Trading Day is a very, very exciting event. It's a day that we bring in all our important personalities, media, the social media people, the musicians, the arts. Today we just had a great performance by Hearts, the string band. And what we do here is really encourage investors to trade with us on this day, because whatever we get at the end of the day, together with the support of our sponsors, we give out for charity. Our goal this year was to support climate action, so we identified Kenya Water Tower Agency as a key beneficiary of the process of today. The Kenya Water Tower Agency is a body that protects the water towers in Kenya. They told us there are 18 water towers that they currently work on. We are also giving support to our usual beneficiaries, the SOS Children's Home, our Child Hope beneficiary, our conservancy in Borana, where we have Hisa the rhino, and a number of others that are outstanding beneficiaries. Now, this is something that we're really happy to do, because we believe as the NSE we can't really operate in isolation, and it's important that we engage with the community. So we are really happy for the sponsors who have sponsored this event. There are a number of them, and also our annual sponsors who come every day, ABSA, CPF, Stanbic Bank, and the rest. And we encourage all the others to also come and support us more. And Kenton, of course, who is also our listed company. So for those who are not able to attend this year's event, we encourage you to really register next year so that you can also give something back to the community, but also come and trade with fun.
There you have it. That's how it went down. Now let's take a look at the markets. Thank you so much for your valued time right here on the Trading Bell Show. A happy festive season to you all. Remember to give us your feedback on the social media handles appearing at the bottom end of your screen. And we're more than happy for your company all through this year. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.